Today we're going to preview the next WWE 2K23 DLC pack. We're going to be looking at the Race to NXT pack, all the details, give you the full preview breakdown, is it worth it, and a whole lot more. Let's get started. The Race to NXT pack is the third DLC that we'll be getting within the season pass. This is going to be released June 14th, 2023, and you're looking at the following superstars: Harley Race, Ivy Nile, Tony D'Angelo, Trick Williams, Wendy Choo. This is very much an NXT pack, aside from Harley Race. How do you feel about the DLC that we're gonna get? Which one out of all of them is your favorite, or what you're most excited, most anticipated for? For me, this one, I'm kind of lukewarm on. I gotta be honest. Ivy Nile, great. Tony D'Angelo, I see a lot of people are excited to be able to play as him. Trick Williams, I feel, is the standout. And you know what? I guess if you're nostalgic, you get Harley Race. That could be a lot of fun too. Wendy Choo, also in there. I wish NXT was doing more with Wendy Choo. It's still a good pack. I had a lot of fun with the previous one. And looking back, we've had two other DLC packs so far. We've had DLC 1, which was the Steiner Row pack. This one being the first one that dropped, didn't really do it for me. I like that I got Scott Steiner, that I've gone into community creations and got Big Papa Pump, but aside from that, I didn't really feel it. I thought this one was a letdown. This one came out back in April and it didn't do much for me. I don't know about you. The second pack, the Pretty Sweet pack, which came out on May 17th, this one is a real standout to me. I've really enjoyed this pack. Tiffany Stratton is awesome. Now she's your new NXT Women's Champion. Gallows and Anderson, we got them back. We got the OC in there, which is a great addition. And you have Pretty Deadly, who just got called up over to SmackDown. So that's great because this is giving my universe mode, my GM, a real breath of fresh air, added more life to it with current superstars that are active and that I actually use. So this one was a standout for me. The third pack coming out June 14th, it's looking a little bit on the weaker side to me, just my opinion. Now, is the whole season pass worth it? That's a big question we have here, and it does actually come up quite often on the channel and in the comments from people in the community. That's why I wanted to talk about it today. The season pass for 2K23, depending on your console, where you live, it's about $49.99. It could also come on sale at any point, so you want to be able to check that out because 2K typically puts the game on sale, like summer sales and things like that. You could get the whole game for like 20 bucks off or 15 bucks. And then the DLC itself, the season pass, that tends to go on sale as well. So if you're still on the fence about it, you may want to hold off a little bit, or you could go in and cherry pick and buy the individual packs. So like I said, the first pack, the Steiner Row pack, didn't do a lot for me. Now I own the season pass, so it is what it is at this point. But you can buy every individual pack if you want to. There are roughly $13 to $14 if you want to buy the individual DLC pack on your respective console on PlayStation, Xbox, or on Steam. Also, I know that there's a lot of you out there that are still playing 2K22, that you're holding off, that you're not really picking up this year's game because a lot of it is a lot of the same from last year, minus war games, some updates, a little bit of the roster. I get it. So if you are somebody that is on the fence about getting the game and you are leaning towards picking it up now because of the latest DLCs that have dropped, I would look at getting the deluxe edition of the game personally versus the Icon edition. The big thing for the Icon edition is you're getting the Ruthless Aggression pack, which is Cena, Orton, Leviathan, Dave Bautista, and Brock Lesnar from like the OVW days. If you really like that, great, grab the Icon edition. If you're kind of lukewarm and hesitant on it, I would hold back because aside from that, my faction cards as bonuses, there's not much else in there and it's a heavier price point. I would probably recommend getting the deluxe edition and then either cherry picking the DLC you want to buy to save some money or buy the season pass when it is on sale. Now, after we get the Race to NXT pack, there are still two more DLC packs to drop. You've got the Revel with Wyatt pack in July. So many people are excited because they're gonna be able to get Bray Wyatt. And then you get the Bad News U pack, which is the fifth and final DLC pack coming out in mid-August. And the big standout here for a lot of people is going to be Wade Barrett. Now, why is this current DLC 3 pack significant? Well, it's not just because of the DLC, it's also because of the upcoming patch that we're looking to get. So with this DLC dropping on June 14th, 2K typically is going to drop a patch, a significant one to go alongside it, that week of release or the week prior to kind of get ready for it. June 14th is a Wednesday when this DLC is supposed to drop. There's a very good chance that we're going to get a significant patch for the game, either on like the Friday before or the Monday of the week of the DLC coming out, just like we had on the previous update and the previous DLC. The last DLC, the last patch that we got to go along with a pretty sweet pack, you were getting quite a bit of updates and fixes to the game. You got the tired finishers that everyone went bananas for. They did fix a lot of stuff, and I give 2K credit that with their patches they've done this year for this year's game, they've done a lot of updates. Is stuff still broken? Absolutely. The Bloodline, the Trios teams, it's a wild mess. Also, my faction is there. And then you got Universe mode, still broken with stuff, brother. And we don't even want to touch online because everybody gets just so hot in the comments when it comes to online mode and how you just can't play it at all. It's kind of broken. But there is hope with the next patch because Brian Williams himself is developer over at 2K. He commented on this when he did a previous interview and sit down that we were supposed to expect more superstars to be added in this year. We got Candice LeRae, we got Mia Yim when it came to the last DLC pack, and those were awesome bonuses in that patch. And those are free for everybody. Now they did allude to getting more superstars. I hope it doesn't just stop at the 2. And I got a sneaky suspicion and feeling, could be wrong, but we could be looking at more stars getting added in with this patch. That's one of the big bonuses here that we should pay attention to. We could be looking at the likes of Tegan Knox getting added in to potentially the next round. We could be getting Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed was supposed to be in 2K22 with an NXT pack, but that got scrapped when Bronson Reed got released by the company. I kind of feel like that's a slam dunk. If they already have his render, they already have his captures, motion capture and everything, why not include Bronson Reed? Likewise, Tegan Knox was in last year, just port it over to this year's game. It shouldn't break anything. And there's other stars too that I hope, whether it's this patch or future ones, that we do get more. I'm thinking Dusty Rhodes. I'm thinking Ric Flair, who's been in multiple years, and I believe because of his Legends contract, when it was up and then he re-signed, it's that in-between period where they didn't add him in. And I feel like if you brought him in from previous year's game, that's a huge win for players too on the free side for the patch. Other than that, wishful thinking, and it's likely not to happen. I think a lot of players would love to have the World Heavyweight Championship added in. I do not see 2K doing that for this year. They've never done it before where they added in a brand new title, so I don't think they're going to do it. They're going to rely on community creations. The other thing that I really hope they would do, I don't know if they would, is adding in an additional arena or show for players. Last year, they updated and added in NXT 2.0 after the game came out. I'd really love it if they added in like WrestleMania from this year, for example. Don't think it's possible, but you never know, and that's my wishful thinking. The other thing though, that is very likely to happen, basically been confirmed by the 2K devs, is that we are going to be looking at a new move being added in to this patch. Brian Williams did say that to go alongside the DLC 3 pack, that patch is supposed to get a brand new move put into the game that has never been done before, and it's kind of like a concept that they were working on that's going to be something brand new. They tested it out and they're lucky and they're happy and excited that they're going to be able to put it into this year's game. And I kind of wonder what this is going to be. I've had some theories on it. One theory I have is going to be, it's going to be something like Braun Strowman's choo-choo run around the ring, and he might do that to collide with 1 or 2 people on the outside. I feel like that's a possibility. Other than that, the only other one I can see them doing, and it might be too hard to pull off, it's going to be a splash to the outside on multiple superstars. So what I think they could add in for this move is you Irish whip 2 opponents into the corner, where in some cases in the game you would do like a double F5 or a double attitude adjustment. They could do it where you whip them both into a corner, and that sets up the prop so that we could throw both opponents outside of the ring, and then Ricochet, for example, does a full splash over the top rope and takes out both opponents. I say this because the devs in early interviews before 2K23 came out, they did talk about how that is something that they want to do in future games. Kind of wonder if they're able to pull this off. If they can, it's gonna be a lot of fun. The patches this year for 2K23 have me excited because it looks like the devs are more active. They're talking to the community, they're updating in their Discord, there's more communication, and these are all pluses. Or patch fixes and what we want to see, well, maybe we'll talk about that in a future episode. For more WWE 2K23 coverage, click right here, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, all that good stuff. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.